Hey guys, so I shared earlier today that I was out with hubby for lunch and then we were heading out to Costco. So as promised, I'm doing a quick video sharing a little bit about what I personally get at Costco and also a couple tips that I wanted to share about when eating out, kind of how I determine how to order things off the menu, because sometimes when you're on a healthy eating lifestyle like I am, and sometimes it's not always easy to find stuff to eat when you're going out to dinner or lunch. So first of all, Costco at lunchtime is not always the best idea, but I don't know that there is a good time to go to Costco. So we just kind of made it a date. Who doesn't go to Costco for a date, right? It's kind of, we get out when we can, and it was a good opportunity to get out, do something together. So hubby needed to go get some light bulbs, and Costco was running, had some promos this month, and had some instant rebates. So we were looking for some light bulbs and some other things, so it was perfect timing for both of us to head out. So I'll get down to it. I have my receipt here. I was just going to go over a few of the things that I typically buy on a regular basis, and kind of the reasons why I buy certain things and certain things that I don't buy, and just kind of how you can buy in bulk, buy organic when you can, and still stay within your budget, because I do have a shopping budget. I do my best to stay in it every month, and honestly for me it's really easy to stay within a certain budget just because we don't eat out a lot. We do buy a lot of our groceries and prepare a lot of our meals here. I do replace one of my meals with my superfood shake, so I'm really not eating or spending as much money on food as I was before. So it actually does balance out. So Costco, first of all, I'll start off with what I don't buy when I go to Costco, because when you walk down the freezer aisle, there are so many prepared meals which sound awesome and easy and convenient, but a lot of times those are not your best choice. And if you can do a little bit of meal planning and prepping ahead of time, you can have meals made up and freeze them and not have the added preservatives and sodium. They're so high in sodium that are in some of those prepackaged meals. They have sauces and some of them have dyes, and I don't want to get into all that, but I do not buy frozen meals at Costco. I don't even like buying the frozen waffles and pancakes that my kids love. So, I just try to steer clear of that stuff. Frozen meat, if it's, a good quality meat, I will buy frozen meat, but a lot of times I buy fresh because I like to make it up and have it for a week. So for meat, I like to buy their ground turkey. Hey, Dina. I like to buy their ground turkey, and I always, with poultry, I've just kind of been educated a little bit on poultry. I always look for certified humane, and I prefer organic. It's usually available. Sometimes it's not, but the certified humane, I guess, is just for my own personal I just feel better about knowing that the animals are treated humanely. So certified humane for sure, organic if you can. And when you buy in bulk, you truly are saving money because you are going to get it at a better value. But check, price compare. Hey, Heidi. You want to make sure that you're not, just because it's Costco doesn't mean that it's necessarily cheaper. But for the most part, I have found a lot of times their organic chicken and ground turkey are pretty good cost-wise. So I always buy them there. And I also do the same thing with the beef. I buy organic grass-fed ground beef. And Costco, Maplewood. Yeah, Maplewood. Yeah, I prefer Costco over Sam's just because they have a lot more organic options. That's just my personal preference again. And, they have more stuff that I like there. So I'm really looking forward to Costco coming here. Hey, Michelle. So, I buy a lot of meat there, and like I said, grass-fed organic beef is what I prefer, and actually my sister-in-law Sarah, so sweet of you guys to give us a bunch of meat, so we're set on beef, but I still will need to buy my chicken and ground turkey, so that's what I bought today for my meat. And just a couple of things that I like to look at when I'm there, or I like to get, is their celery and their carrots, because they have a really good price and a really good quantity of organic celery and carrots. It's a 10-pound bag of carrots, and I'm trying to remember, it's $6.99 for 10 pounds. I think I did the math. It's like $1 a pound or something like that. 69 cents a pound. So that's a lot of carrots, and those are organic. We still peel them, but you've got carrots, and they don't go bad if they're refrigerated. We eat a lot of carrots, but that 10-pound bag will last us for a long time. Celery, I think it's three celery stalks or whatever, full things of celery. And again, those were organic. That was $3.99 for 3. So you've got about $1.30 for one, which is, you can't really get a regular one, a non-organic one, for that price at Target or the grocery store. So those are two staples I always get when I'm there. Today I picked up some organic diced butternut squash. I usually don't buy stuff pre-done like that, but it was $4.99, and I don't remember how much it was, but it's a pretty good sized tub. And I'm the only one that likes the squash, and it's kind of a hassle to make it just for me. So if it's already done, that was just a convenience thing for me. I decided to pick that up today. Fresh fruit right now, because it's out of season, and again, I do prefer organic just because I don't really want to have stuff on my fruit. I don't buy a lot of, because it's just a lot pricier. I did buy some fresh blueberries today just because we haven't had any in so long. They were more expensive than I would have liked, so that I wouldn't recommend right now, but I'm trying to remember what those were. They were like $7.99 for, I don't remember how much it was, but that probably is not a very good value. Honestly, I enjoy frozen blueberries. If you haven't tried frozen blueberries just as kind of a treat, it's actually, I used to do that growing up. We had a blueberry bush in our yard, and we used to freeze them because we'd have an abundance of them. And the frozen blueberries were always such a treat. You could put, if you wanted, something more decadent, you could put some frozen yogurt or yogurt in there and make it kind of a treat. So I'm getting distracted here. So going down my list, sweet potatoes, they did not have organic, but you can peel those. I'm not worried about that. That's one of my things with organic. If you're going to eat the skin, prefer organic, but if you're not and you're going to peel it, I'm less concerned about it. Bananas, I buy normal. Again, these are my preferences, not necessarily it's just my general rules on when I shop. Cucumbers they had these really big 3-pack of cucumbers, and I don't remember what those were, but again, they were $5.49 for 3 of them. So it was about, I did the math, I think it was $1.83 for one big cucumber. Again, I think that's a pretty good price. Again, I don't worry about peeling them. I eat them. I use them for my infused waters, or I'll just snack on them. I can make cucumber sandwiches. There's lots of different things I can do with the cucumbers. Kind bars at Costco, which we go through a lot of kind bars. You get the big 18-pack box, and they were on sale, $4 off. Hi, Mandy. So $4 off the big 18-pack of kind bars. They were less than $1 a piece. You can't buy them anywhere for less than $1 a piece. So that, to me, was a well worth it trip to Costco, because we do eat a lot of kind bars in our house. Another thing that I like to buy in bulk at Costco, if I can find it, is like my chia seeds and my hemp seeds, because I do use those in my shakes, and I do sometimes add them to other things. And those I like to have, I like to have a bulk of them, and I can store them in the refrigerator. I don't know if you guys store your nuts in the refrigerator, but I like to keep all of my nuts and seeds in the refrigerator. It's supposed to maintain freshness. Some people freeze them, which is fine too. Going on the list here, what else? Oh, eggs. 24 eggs, so 2 dozen eggs you can get for $5.99. $3 a dozen, which I buy my kind of fancy eggs at Target that Steve likes, and they're like $5 or more for a carton of 12. So I think that's a great deal on eggs. So yeah, I'm not going to go through my whole list, but I think I kind of touched on a lot of the ones that are my staples. But when you buy in bulk, even if you're buying organic, you can still get a good value on your groceries. And again, if you're eating healthy and you're not eating out as much as you were, maybe not going out for lunch, maybe not going out for that fancy coffee drink in the morning, you can actually find a way to balance your budget, and you might even end up saving money. So Costco is great. Sam's Club's great. Like I said, I don't have anything against Sam's Club. I just like some of the choices that Costco has, and they had some of these rebates this month, I think. So it was just a good time to go to Costco. So those were my tips about that. And then eating out, I wanted to touch on that because a couple of people had asked me about some tips I had about eating out. And so I talk about this a lot in my groups and just try and share tips, because I have a lot of people that work in my challenge groups that work full-time or travel a lot for work, and they're always wondering how to eat healthy when they go out. So I have 3 or 4 general tips that I follow just as a rule of thumb. It's hard to do sometimes when you go out. I know I love Costco. I'm waiting for Woodbury to open up their Costco too. This Costco in Maplewood is so busy. There's never really a good time to go. So I'm really looking forward to come here. Eating out, first of all, I never do appetizers. When they bring that bread plate, I always push it aside, because that's going to set you off and get you into a bad eating habit right out of the gate. So no appetizers, no bread. I typically don't order sandwiches because I don't eat bread. I'm 99% gluten-free, just for choice. And so if you do order a sandwich, you can opt out of the bun, eat half the bun. You know, that's a better option, but only grilled meat, not fried, not battered. And I would usually discard the carb side, whether it's fries or chips or whatever the case may be. Do either a side of veggies or a garden salad with no dressing. This may sound boring to some of you or it's not very appetizing, but this is what works for me. This is how I maintain my eating. I still enjoy the food I'm eating because I'm not really craving some of that other stuff that used to kind of be tempting it to me anyway, but just kind of getting yourself into a habit of thinking healthy, eating healthy, and making these habits and changes, it does get easier and it becomes kind of part of how you go out to eat. So no sandwiches unless you're going to kind of maybe opt out of the bread or just do half of the bread, and watch your meat. Make sure it's not breaded or fried. And salads are tricky because they sound like they would be healthy, but I've seen a lot of salads that have a lot of stuff on them that probably are worse than getting, a steak and some broccoli. So look for, if you have a salad, maybe don't have them add the cheese or have them take out, a lot of times there's nuts or seeds on top of the salad. And sometimes they're like candied nuts and stuff. Those things can add a lot of calories and a lot of extra fat that you really don't need. And if you're going to have meat on your salad, which I recommend, not just having a veggie salad, having grilled chicken or grilled meat, not, again, fried or battered. So salads are tricky. I never use dressing. If it's like a balsamic, something I think might be a little bit healthy, I might just have it on the side and just dip it a little bit, but not have it drenched in my salad. Hey, Kristen. So a couple other things with drinks. If we're going out to lunch, I just drink water. Sometimes I'll get like a sparkling club soda or something, but no pop, no diet pop, no sweetened tea. I just don't drink tea, and by lunchtime I'm probably done with my coffee, but if I could just tell you one thing, don't drink pop ever, but just, it's going to make you actually want to eat more, and it's going to probably affect your eating throughout the day when you have pop with your meals. So no pop. And when you're ordering foods, I always look at the description, and if it's in a cream sauce or if it's in any other kind of sauce, I just kind of gauge at what some of that sauce is. And a lot of times you can ask for the sauce on the side. I've done that many times. It drives some of my co-diners a little crazy, but if I'm not sure about the sauce, I might ask for it on the side just so that I'm not covering my food in that, because again, there can be extra sodium and sugar and things in there as well. I'm not going to go too much in more detail on the eating out tips, but those are, kind of my go-tos. I always look for a protein and a veggie, and, carbs are kind of, usually you're going out, if you're going out for dinner and you decide to have a glass of wine, you should be fine. So I hope that these tips were helpful. Like I said, I am always compiling these kind of tips for my groups because I do find that they are very helpful. And so I like to kind of share them with the rest of my friends on Facebook. And if you have any questions about these things, I'm going to be happy to elaborate or give you any other insight on some of this stuff. But I'm going to be starting a brand new group at the end of the month, and I've got a few more spots left. I'd love to have, a few of my friends jump on board with me. We're going to go over a lot more of this kind of stuff in detail and talk about, budgeting and grocery shopping and how to find good foods and how to make it part of your lifestyle and not just a quick fix or a diet. So thanks again, guys, for listening, and I hope you guys have a great afternoon. Happy Thursday, almost weekend, and I hope to do more of these tutorial kind of informational videos to help you guys stay on track and learn how to make healthy a lifestyle.